When you want to win more games, watching film is the bare minimum that you can do. But when watching film, what should you be tracking in order to make an impact immediately? Hi, my name is Coach William Lowe, and I'm the founder of Strive Basketball and Performance and the Strive Goal Team. If these videos are bringing you value, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Also, make sure that you're joining our online community at school.com in order to join a community of like-minded coaches and players looking to take it to the next level. Let's get started. So when watching film, we're going to split the stats into outcome stats and process stats. Outcome stats are the traditional stats that you usually see: points, assists, field goal percentages, turnovers, all those kind of things. The process stats are determined on what your philosophy is. So if you're a big transition team, how fast do you get the ball at the floor? Maybe you're looking at pace. Maybe you're looking at what we call beating your man to the free throw line, where you're tracking a particular player and seeing how many times they can beat their man to the opposite free throw line. These are just a couple of things that show a transition team is effective or not. But if you're a team looking to get really high quality shots, you're going to be looking at something completely different. If you want to get wide open threes, you may actually be looking at how many times can you put the ball in the paint in order for the team to collapse. They kick it back out and you get a wide open three. So paint touches. Or you may be looking at ball reversal at the half court set. Everything is going to be different, but you need to know what your philosophy is in order to track these process stats. American basketball statistician Dean Oliver shows us that the overall performance of a team is dependent on a few things. 40% of it is determined on shooting percentage. 25% of it is determined on turnovers. 20% is determined by reboundings, and the last 15% is determined by free throws. Now, this is incredibly important when we're trying to win basketball games. The first thing that I would look immediately is how do we get higher quality shots on the court. The second thing is how do we minimize turnovers and how do we force more turnovers. The third thing is how do we maximize our rebounds and what philosophy are we going to use in order to get as many rebounds as possible, whether offense or defense. Last but not least, how do we have a high percentage free throw, but more importantly is how do we maximize all these percentages in order to increase our chance of winning the game. So now we're going to go on to the process goal, and that's really going to depend on what kind of team you are and what kind of philosophy your coach has. So if you're a team that is a transition team, you're going to want to be looking for what we call bolts. That means how fast your players run and how intensely they run up the court, and have a percentage of how many times they do it. So if there's 10 possessions on offense, how many times do they actually run as fast as they can down the court? Another way of doing that is how fast can they get the ball past half court. Last one you could track for transition could be how many times can they beat their man to the other free throw line. These are things that a transition team would track. At the same time, if you're a team that is looking to get a lot of wide open threes, things that you could track could be paint touches. Because every time I put the ball in the paint, it collapses the defense. How many paint touches we get? How much pressure do we put on the rim? Finally, if you're trying to get a lot of wide open threes, how many times can I reverse the ball? These are process goals that a team that wants to get a lot of wide open threes might track. Then finally, if I'm big on shot quality, which every team should be now that you know that 40% of the team's performance depends on shot percentage, it's good to have a chart, maybe 0 to 6. And 0 could be the worst shot, 6 could be the best shot. How would you rank different shots and how valuable would they be to you in order to get the win? So say, for example, is a wide open three a 4? Is a contested layup a 2? How would you rank that so that you and your players are on the same page and using the same verbiage so that everybody knows what's going on? So last but not least is to understand that every turnover isn't created equal. For us, we put them into two different boxes, aggressive and passive. And we say that aggressive turnovers are more acceptable. Aggressive turnovers could be we're pushing in transition, we're trying to get the ball up the floor, but we throw it away and the other team takes the ball. It could be that we're trying to post entry the ball in order to get a wide open three, but the other team takes the ball because it's a bad seal. These are acceptable turnovers because we were trying to be aggressive to get something to happen. However, on the other end, passive turnovers could be because someone picks up a ball in a trap rather than retreat dribbling to reverse the ball. Or it could be it bounces off their foot and it was unforced turnovers. We see these as turnovers that we do not tolerate. Now, if you're a player looking to use film to your benefit, there's a few things that we need to be able to track. You need to first be self-aware and understand what kind of player you are. Then you have to know where you're getting your shots and what phase of the game you're getting your shots in. Is it in half-court set? Is it in transition set? You need to be as specific as possible because your skill development needs to be 80% comprised of the shots that you're currently seeing as a game as a player today, not the one that you hope in the future. The last 20% of your skill development sessions should then be the shots that you're entrusted to take later on. Once you do that, you have a good idea of understanding where you're getting your shots from. I got this shot chart from my friend Brian McCormick. Are you charting your shots for the entire season, knowing which zone you are getting in? I will let you take a screenshot of this. If not, go to 180 Shooter and contact Brian McCormick for this awesome chart. Now that you have a good idea of where you're primarily taking your shots, you want to be able to shoot variations of shots in those zones as you would see them on the game. Now, when we're looking at it from a defensive perspective, we're then going to be looking at how well do you pressure the ball? Are you able to stand in the gap with authority? Are you coming over on time to help? These are all very, very important things when it comes to playing defense. And remember that at least 50% of the time, you are going to be on the defensive end. Now, it's very important to know how you pressure the ball and the times that you've had success and the times that you had failure. Find the pattern in what you're doing. Are you forcing the defender to their weak side and therefore they're not able to go up with the skill that they may be able to with their strong side? Are you keeping a good distance from them, being able to influence their shot? Is this a non-shooter where I'm backing up a little bit more and then contesting his shots and he's getting no success? Make sure that you understand the successes, but also where you need to improve and where you have been unsuccessful. Maybe there's a type of player that you're guarding that is very difficult. He could be small and fast, and that's one type of strategy that you need to have. Or is he a great shooter that is getting help from his teammates? All different types of ways that you would play defense on them. Now, if you are a very serious high school player, you would do a scout on the team that you're about to play before you play them. You'll even know probably who are you going to be able to guard. You're even going to look into who will you be guarding that game. What are their tendencies? What are their habits? What are their strengths and weaknesses? This is what Michael would do, Kobe would do. So I don't care what level you're at, why wouldn't you take it as seriously as they are? Know where you're getting your shots, know your strengths and weaknesses on the defensive end, know who you're playing, and be fully prepared. So we've come to the end of the video, and hopefully you've taken a lot away. If you're a coach, what is your philosophy? What are the process goals that you're trying to accomplish in order to get the right outcome goals? If you're a player, where are you getting your shots from? What are your strengths and weaknesses on defense? You have to know all of these things in order to take a sniper approach to not wasting your time in order to watch film. Film is a means to an end. It shouldn't be something that we watch hours and hours on because we need to be on the court, but film is invaluable when it gives us a bird's eye view of what the truth really is. I hope this video brought you guys a lot of value. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Make sure you join our online community of awesome, like-minded coaches and players looking to take it to the next level. And I'll see you guys later.